इस वीडियो में मैंने जो भी बैलेंस प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर थे मैंने ऐड कर दिए हैं और जितने भी क्वेश्चन आएंगे आरटी थ्योरी टेस्ट में वो इन्हीं में से आएंगे। तो वीडियो को पूरा देखें और अगर आपने पार्ट 1 पार्ट 2 नहीं देखा वो भी लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है, चेक कर सकते हैं। और अगर आप चैनल पे नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। चलिए वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं।
When passing a pedestrian's crossing, the proper behavior is wait until pedestrians have completely passed. There is junction ahead. This means you will merge with other traffic from the right. Which of the sign warn you of bend on the road ahead? Second, there is junction ahead. This means there is river bank ahead. Which of these sign warn of pedestrian crossing ahead? First one. The traffic light turned green on the direction of your travel. It means you may proceed if safe to do so. This sign means to stop. Which category does this sign belongs to? Control sign. If visibility is reduced by fog, be patient and avoid passing or crossing traffic. Foggy condition can be patchy. This means fog is clearing in some areas but foggy again in some areas. Increase your following distance. You need it for safety. Most required most of the time. Select the statement in the terms of important during foggy condition. Slow down gradually and drive at a speed that suits the conditions. In foggy conditions, you may be going faster than you think. If so, watch your speed and slow down gradually. Some action will make driving in fog more dangerous, like stopping in the middle of the road. If the fog is too dense to continue, it is best to pull off the road and position away from traffic. Dangers in driving in fog can be minimized by keeping window and mirror clean. During foggy condition, stopping in the middle of the road can start a chain reaction collision. Foggy driving condition call for change in driving style. It may to reduce distraction inside the car. Driving through flooded area require drivers to be extra caution because it is difficult to guess how deep the water is. If you must drive through flood, it is best to engage low gear, low speed, rev the engine while slipping the clutch. Once you successfully pass the flooded area, it is important to restore brake efficiency. After passing through flood, it is best to have your car checked because the car sensitive electronics may malfunction. One of the difficulties of driving through flood is you cannot see any hidden dangers. For regular saloon car, do not drive through if the flood is more than 50% of the tire height. When there is flood, it is best to avoid driving through it if at all possible. Driving in flood is difficult because you cannot see if there are deep holes along the path. After driving through flood, brakes may fade. Mobile phones distract drivers and cause them change direction suddenly. Using mobile phones affect the focus of drivers. It shows in their inconsistent driving. Drivers using mobile phone commit mistakes in judgment. Drivers using mobile phones tend to have difficulty staying in the lane. Drivers on the mobile phone are unable to judge safe gap in traffic. When driving and using mobile phones, driver reacts slower than usual. Using mobile phones while driving increases the chances of having collision. The time you look for a name to call in your mobile phone may result to a serious crash. Drive on the safe side and avoid jumping to the queue just to get a few meters ahead. Driving that causes tension or dangers on the road is unacceptable driving behavior. Driving too fast for the situation is and unacceptable driving behavior. When driving, avoid this kind of behavior. Driving too close to the vehicle in front. Not signaling while lane changing causes tension to other drivers. Driving slowly on the fast lane is equally dangerous as overspeeding. Flashing headlights to intimidate others shows that increases risk of crash. The best way to deal with drivers signaling to turn is to give way and allow to turn. Ignoring priority rules is when not stopping on stop signs. Most appropriate use of the fast lane is overtaking only. Signaling when lane changing is important because it helps reduce crash risk. Driving in a safe manner can be done all drivers if they decide to. Allowing extra travel time is one of the good driving practice. Make your journey safer and more pleasant by planning journey in advance. Driving at your best conditions mean not driving when sleepy or tired. Driving in a relaxed manner can be achieved by driving at slow lane when possible. At least 2-second gap refer safe following distance to the vehicle in front. Avoid conflict with other road users by giving way even if you have the priority sometimes. Drivers must use of indicators appropriately while driving. This is required by the UAE traffic law. When making U-turn, the left indicator must be turned on. When leaving a roundabout, the right indicator must be turned on. Proper use of indicator will let other road users know your intention. Proper use of indicator will show you take into consideration all other road users. After making the turn with the indicator on, check that it is turned off. In case of breakdown, where is the proper place for the warning triangle? 50 meters away from the car in the direction of approaching traffic. The yellow solid line on the road means overtaking is prohibited. Why are major junction lined with the diagonal yellow lines? To prevent the junction from being blocked. Series of raised line painted across the road known as rumble strips. Rumble strips are meant to warn drivers of approaching hazard. Large roundabouts will usually have rumble strips just before the roundabout. Driving on a sharp bend, the road marking will be second one. In an uncontrolled roundabout, priority is given to vehicle coming from the left. The traffic light turned green. This means you may proceed if safe to do so. The traffic light in junctions turn green before proceeding. Ensure your exit is clear. This traffic light means you must stop if safe to do so. Third one. Which traffic light mean you must stop? Second one. When dealing with pedestrians, driver must give way always. Speed limits posted on variable message sign VMS. Temporary overrule the speed limit posted on the road. When approaching a pedestrian's crossing, driver must stop and give way to pedestrians. When overtaking, it is important to see the oncoming traffic. When overtaking, the road marking will indicate if it is allowed. Hills, driveways, intersections are among the hazards when overtaking. When being overtaken, you must slow down and keep to the right. In which of these places are you not permitted to overtake? At intersection and roundabouts. When driving on freeways, you must not park or drive on the shoulder area. When traffic is not controlled by sign or police officer, you must give way to vehicles from the main road to minor road. In which of the following areas is overtaking not allowed? Intersection and roundabout. At pedestrians crossing, footpath, bridges, viaduct or tunnels. These are some of the areas through any time where motorists are not allowed to park anytime. When parking your vehicle, it is important to ensure that your vehicle does not in any block other traffic user. When parking your vehicle, it is important not to park at these areas. Entrance and exit to houses, parking areas and schools.